Okay, so hey guys, I've got another unboxing and review video for you today. I've just received my new Corsair keyboard in the mail today, so I thought I'd unbox it, let you know what I think of it, things like that. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, it feels pretty heavy actually. That's it here. Box. So the K65 RGB, the 10 keyless, so without the number pad on the side. So the main things I was looking for in a new keyboard was so the main things I was looking for in a keyboard was that they were red switches, mechanical keyboard, of course, red switches. Just because they're supposedly less clicky and one of the more common colours. Also the 10 keyless, I was always a fan of a full-size keyboard with a number pad, but I just don't use it anymore, and I feel like it would be a bit more ergonomic not having that, because I feel like often my mouse is a bit too far to the right when I'm playing video games. One of the main reasons for choosing this Corsair one over other options is locally I could only find this, some of the Cooler Master CM Storm Quickfires, and the Razer Black Widow. The reason I didn't want the Razer was because it doesn't have a backlight, which was one of the main things I like, because often play in the dark, just creates a bit more of an atmosphere depending on what you're playing, things like that I guess. And also the CM Storm Quickfires, one of the reasons I didn't want those was because the only ones I could find were Cherry MX Blue switches, which, as far as I'm aware, are a lot louder and clickier than the reds. I've never owned a mechanical keyboard before. I've only got membrane keyboards to compare to, so this will be my first mechanical keyboard. I've never even used one before, so see how I like this one versus my Roccat Isco membrane keyboard here, which I actually really like, and the Roccat Talk features work pretty well with my mouse. So I actually like all of those features, so I'm going to compare the two and see what I think of both of them. So let's get into it here. I mean, another thing I did want to mention that I actually don't like about what I've seen so far is I'm not a huge fan of this new Corsair logo. I quite like the previous one, just simple with the sail ship. And I also don't think that the yellow looks the best on the packaging. I actually am a fan of the colour yellow, but I think this would look nice with a just black or even grey on the edges. But let's get into it, guys. I'll open this up and let's take a look at what we've got inside. The box itself, front and back, is actually pretty nice. I mean, yeah, the yellow, I'm not really sold on yellow on their packaging, but bar that, it's pretty nice. I've got just a plain brown cardboard box here. Let's take a look at this inside of it. Okay. So pretty basic looking packaging by the looks. So nothing else in that. So we've got the keyboard itself, we'll come back to that. Warranty information, warranty guide, and quick start guide there. Those there. The wrist rest, which I think I'll use. See how I like that versus not having it. And the keyboard itself. Okay, nothing else there, so let's rip into it and take a look. Okay, so let's open this bag and see the keyboard. So it actually grips the desk pretty well. Those rubber feet are quite nice. I'm actually giving it a decent bit of force to move it. I mean, that's very, very sturdy feeling and very nice. Let's have a look at this cable, see how long it is. Now, it does have 2 USB plugs, although I'm not seeing any USB ports on the keyboard. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can find a USB port on it. So I'm not really sure why there's 2 USB plugs. Either way, I'm not bothered. I've got heaps spare on my PC. So let's have a look. So that cable's got a decent bit of length to it there. Nice braided cable. I don't know if you guys can see that. It actually shows symbols on there. I don't know if that's going to focus, but each USB port or plug, sorry, has got icons there. One's got 2 arrows, and the other has a picture of a keyboard. So, although unless I'm extremely blind, I don't see a USB port on this anywhere. Yeah, guys, there's definitely nothing here. So I'm not 100% sure why. I do know some of the other keyboards have USB ports on them. And this doesn't seem to. So that's not a big deal. Either way, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, the keys, they do have an audible clip to them. I really like the size, guys, as well. The size is really nice. Let's take this out and take maybe a look. So that's actually got a nice rubber, dimpled rubber section there on the wrist rest. So it's also got little sections for that to clip in, and that slots in nice and easy. Holds reasonably sturdy as well, makes a nice clipping in. That's quite nice. Cherry MX red switches, as you can see. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. The camera battery actually just went flat, so I took the time to plug this all in. Now, there's a couple of good features that I wanted to also mention here, and one of those was the anti-ghosting this keyboard has. So it is advertised as having 100% key rollover. So essentially you can push every key on the keyboard and the computer in theory should recognize all of the key presses. Another thing was the Windows lock key, which is always handy when gaming in case you bump the key and game minimizes. And we've also got volume up, down, mute and brightness keys along the top as well. There was a couple of things I also wanted to mention regarding what else came with the keyboard. A lot of the other Corsair keyboards actually come with keycap removers, which this one didn't, so it's just a matter of pulling them off by hand or sourcing that separately. And also some of the other Corsair keyboards, the K70, K95, have extra keycaps for 1 through 6 and WASD, which have a curved surface across all of the keys. So essentially you could feel a bit better where your fingers are if you misplace them on the W, A, S and D. You could locate them better without, I guess, looking at the keyboard, which could be pretty cool, and the caps also look awesome themselves. They were something that I'll probably try and get separately. I have seen Corsair's website list them as a part you can buy separately, so I might look into that. But yeah guys, I'm going to do a typing test on this versus my old keyboard, so you can hear the difference between the Cherry MX Red switches and a membrane keyboard. So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of typing, and you guys can hear what these keys sound like. Okay guys, so I've done a bit of gaming on this keyboard, and I've actually really gotten used to the Cherry MX keys, which I'm actually really liking. While playing Counter-Strike, I did also notice with this keyboard you'll be strafing and shift walking or crouching, jumping, trying to do the microphone all at once, and occasionally before with my old keyboard I did occasionally notice maybe one of the key presses not being recognised, but with this keyboard I haven't noticed that in a few games of Counter-Strike. The anti-ghosting seems to work really well with this keyboard. Another thing to note that I found is that even though the keys do have a bit of an audible click, when I've got my headset on and the sound from the games coming through, I don't hear the keys at all. So sound's not an issue coming from these keys. They're one of the quietest switches anyway, so that's not going to be any problem. If I was playing on speakers, which I barely ever do anyway. I did also install the software for this, and it's reasonably easy to use. I did have a bit of trouble getting it to recognise the keyboard at first, but restart and unplugging the keyboard and back in again sorted that out, so simple fix. But I found you can even adjust the brightness of the keys at the top here. Sorry, not the brightness, the colour of the keys at the top here. And I did some very minor changes. I do like the red as it matches my build. Inside of my PC is red and is pretty tidy, so I am planning on getting a new case and transplanting my build into that to show off everything. So there will probably be another video coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that one. With the software I basically changed these directional keys from white to red and changed the spacebar from red to white to, I guess, streamline it all, mainly using WASD, spacebar, and everything else I can't see because my hand covers it while I'm using the keyboard. But overall I'm really liking this keyboard so far. Really nice to type on, although the only typing I really do is the occasional typing in game or Steam messages to friends asking if they're online or want a game, something like that, before I'd call them. So typing isn't really a big thing this keyboard will be doing. It'll just be mainly for gaming for me here. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching guys. I hope that this video has been helpful. I couldn't find too many K65 videos or reviews myself, so hopefully this has helped you decide whether this is a keyboard that you want to buy or if you just want to look out for something else. But again guys, thanks for watching, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment why, or just leave a comment in general. Cheers guys, see you in the next one.